Good morning, Flower. It is Wednesday, February 2nd, 2022. Let's go ahead and stand for our morning announcements, beginning with our pledge. We are standing, our right hands over our hearts, and we are ready to begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, you may go ahead and be seated. So as you're seated in all level 0, we want to rewind a little bit. Let's take it back to yesterday where not one class was able to answer 5 out of 5 correct on our observation challenge. Now, some classes came close. We had some classes 3 out of 5, some classes 4 out of 5, but not one class answered correctly 5 out of 5. Now we're going to rewind the tape and we're going to go back and see. Now, did you see now? Isn't it all so clear now? 5 out of 5, we all could have gotten those now that we look in hindsight. Now, let's talk about the purpose of these observation challenges. Yeah, they're a way for us to have fun, and yeah, Mr. Walker wants to shower us with prizes and gifts. All that's well and good, but we also want to focus on why, the true purpose. And that is for us to learn how to have an eye out for details. Because just as you looked for differences and changes in the morning announcements, we need for you to do that same thing when you're just noticing things in the text. When you're reading a story or reading an article and you notice something that's different, or you notice a change up, you have an aha moment, you have a question about something. We want for you to be able to identify when you see something that sparks your interest or it's out of the norm. The same is true for all subjects. Maybe you are studying for a math test and you recognize that, oh wait, there's a step that I'm actually leaving out here. I need to take a step back and really examine the details of my thought. Or maybe it's a science project and you are really thinking about your hypothesis. Maybe you're in music class and you're practicing ukulele and all of a sudden you notice that you've been doing the wrong thing the entire time and there's just one minor change you need to make. It might seem really annoying and tedious, but it is going to help you out in so many ways in life. Paying attention to the details makes all the difference. Now, we are going to get started once more. You need to be able to look very closely and examine very closely the next few moments, because right now we are going to restart our challenge. We didn't have a winner yesterday, but we're going to claim one today. So 5 changes in the morning announcements. We need to get started. Let's go ahead and kick things off with our Golden Spoon Award winners. Our Golden Spoon for K through 2 remains with GCU, Grand Canyon University. Congratulations on a consecutive week of defending and keeping your championship. Let's move on to 3 through 5. We want to congratulate ASU in 5th grade, Miss Taylor's class. Congratulations, ASU, with Miss Taylor. You all have earned the Golden Spoon for this week. Congratulations. And then finally, we want to award our 6 through 8, and our 6 through 8 goes to NPU Miss Nixon's class. Congratulations, NPU and Miss Nixon. Tomorrow is our writing exam, so we are going to need to buckle down and prepare. We're going to need to get some rest. We're going to need to refresh ourselves on what we need to do to finish the task at hand. Remember, it's going to require us to have stamina and endurance. We've got to hang in there, even when you get tired, even when you might get a little frustrated. We've got to hang in there. We have to make sure that we remember the basics, the spelling, the punctuation, the grammar, everything in between. And most importantly, the duration. Please, 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 no matter what happens, you cannot submit a writing test that has 3 sentences, 3 letters. We need a minimum of 5 paragraphs. It is so important to keep this in mind because we are going to need to provide at least 5 paragraphs of information to accurately answer the question. I know that might seem like a lot, but trust me, if you read the directions and you look at the articles that you're going to be given, it is going to fly by. You're going to be wondering, okay, should I write another 5 paragraphs? Because you are going to need to write. Please also remember that parent-teacher conferences are coming up, so we need to make sure that we are giving our teachers our very best so that they have nothing but great things to say about you all. It is really important that we remember this because parent-teacher conferences are that opportunity for your parents and your teachers to sit down, discuss goals, discuss your progress, and everything that there is in between. Remember, we have plenty of books for our school library, but we still need more. So please make sure you tell your parents we're not done. We're still collecting books for our library community here at Flower. So remember Monday on the morning announcements, I was sharing with you all, just something that happened to our campus last week, and that I didn't want to ignore it going into this week. It was revolving around our restrooms and vandalism, and how as a campus, we are a campus of love and respect and inclusion, but we will not tolerate any disrespect. We will not tolerate anyone trying to defame, disgrace, humiliate someone else. That is something that we stand by. And so we are going to have our power assembly later this month on the 23rd. So we're going to be sitting down on that day of our assembly, and we're going to be playing games, and we're going to be awarding our students of the month. We're going to be celebrating with one another, but we also are going to take a significant portion of that assembly, and we're going to talk about the power of words. We're going to talk about the power of our choices, our actions each day. I'm so excited to plan this out with our campus leadership and Mr. Mosley. We cannot wait to sit down with you all and have these real discussions, because these are things that impact our campus on the daily, and we want to make sure that we're all on the same page as we go into this spring. Remember to show power all day, every day. That is in all of our thoughts, words, and actions. So please make sure that you are being a role model for someone else today. Remember, we are a school that serves our community, and so we are going to be having some community service projects coming up very, very soon.
We're going to pause, rewind, and take a look at history. Now, as Mr. Walker has mentioned, Black History Month is celebrated all year, every year. But this month, we take a special look at the past and looking at facts and figures and events throughout history that have shaped our present and ultimately our future. Now, you're probably looking at this photo right now and you're wondering what is going on here. It looks like there are students trying to go someplace. They're going to school, but they're surrounded by an armed force. You're probably wondering what, how, why. There's a million questions that probably are populating throughout your heads right now. But there was once a time in our nation where students of color couldn't attend the same schools as students who identified as white Caucasian. Now, there was a group of people that just said enough is enough. We need to make sure that our nation takes steps to unify itself. Again, as Mr. Walker shared, there was a time where students weren't able to attend the same school if they were from different ethnicities, different backgrounds. The same was true with drinking out of water fountains, movie theaters, restaurants. There's a lot of work that needed to be done. There still is a lot of work that has to be done. However, there was a group of people that said enough is enough, and we need to make sure that we're taking the steps in the right direction. And so there was a group of 9 students that were among the first to begin to integrate schools. The Little Rock 9 is what they were called. And these 2 students were a part of the Little Rock 9 in Little Rock, Arkansas. These students had to be accompanied into a building by armed forces every single day. Why do you think they were having to be accompanied into a building by armed forces? Unfortunately, there were people in our nation that did not like the idea of mixing students. There were people in the nation that didn't feel as though it was appropriate to have students of color and students who identified as white Caucasian in the same building. Now, we've come a long way, and this is really important for you to know because our teachers every single day emphasize the power of education. And I want you to think about your ancestors. I want you to think about people who came before you, whether it was your mom, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your great-great-grandparents. These are people that fought for you to have an education. And so that is why we ask you to come to school prepared, showing power every day, paying attention in class, studying for your exams, because this opportunity that you have right now wasn't always a given. Everyone right now can go to school. Everyone right now can receive a free public education. But there was a time where that was fought for. So please, 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 please pay attention in class. Study. Do your absolute best. Show power every single day. Not because Mr. Walker said so, but because there have been people that have fought and have died for this freedom, for this right.
All right, so let's go ahead and make it a great Wednesday. The choice is always yours. Bye-bye.